Hello,
Got
Edie.
it. Hello again.
Starting part 2 of the conversation about perception.
Let's go.
Do you have more to say about it?
I also feel like I was saying earlier about reliving experiences.
Hmm.
It's like you give yourself permission to no longer carry it, You're
Hmm.
lighter if you're allowing that to be the truth,
Hmm.
Um, because I know last night when I did rewrite my contract and burn it, it was kind of like, thank you. But even then again, this morning I woke up feeling that heaviness, and
There's a caution about reliving things because when you look back, you're not looking at it with the eyes that you had when you went through it. You're looking at it with the eyes that you have now after you've experienced. I don't know how far back that was, but you had all this time to grow. So you're looking back and actually putting yourself in that emotional space of how you used to be, but that's not the same person anymore. You're this different person. And for me, it's never of value to look back. For me, the only time, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, because the only time looking back is if I'm looking back from my now perspective and seeing it through the eyes of love, because that then will change the energy of what happened. You can change your past by looking at it through the eyes of love once you've allowed yourself to be in that space genuinely to look back at it.
and I believe that's what I done was just to show myself compassion and forgiveness for holding onto that, and attaching myself to that. And it was just like, then you are no longer that version of you,
No,
I'm
yeah,
thankful for going through that experience to make me who I am today, or
yeah,
have an input of who I am today.
yeah. It's like, yeah, there's not even, for me anymore, there's no reason to look back. It's always now, 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 how am I now? Where am I now? How does it feel now? Now. And it is a habit to look back for sure. But thank God it's a habit that I'm not doing as much as I used to. I probably still do. But it's just, I'm a work in progress. I'll probably always be a work in progress, and I'm giving myself grace for that. And yeah, so good for you for being able to clear something that was presenting itself in your now,
Mm.
and you were
Thank you.
allowing a different space around it. That's good.
Absolutely. And I think that's what a lot of people fall into, is when they keep getting triggered by the same situation that has come for years and years and years now. It's like, oh, fuck's sake, it's happened again. Like, why me? Why is it always me? Why is this always happening? And it's that awareness that you have. It's, oh shit, it's actually, I'm having it because I'm staying in that same vibration.
Yeah.
So you have the power to shift your awareness, your perception, your
So I've
everything.
I've realized that it's presenting itself because it's allowing you to clear it. So everything that's happening that's re-presenting themselves itself, a situation that seems like you've done it before, it's allowing you now the option to clear it or not. And if it's a not, that's okay too. You'll get it again. Lucky you.
Yeah, the
So
flow of life.
yeah. So it's your option. So something, yeah. I remember, I'm going to go back in time here. Here's a flashback with one of my past relationships. And when I was being raised, what was taught me was to be violent towards others, right? To hit to get what I want. So I had violence in my life, and hitting others made them, this is the way I thought. hitting others will make them do what I want them to do so that I could be happy, right? So that was a pattern that I had learned as a child. And then I was in a relationship that I really cared about this person. And this was as an adult, like in my 20s. And I hit him. And I immediately saw what was happening. That I was actually I cared about him so much because I learned that people you care about a lot, you can hit and they will actually do what you want them to do. That's what I learned. I caught myself hitting him and immediately saw what I was doing and realized what I had done and apologized and said, I just realized this is a pattern that I learned as a kid, that in order to get somebody to love and do what I want them to do, I should hit them. And that was so, like, I never touched him again. Like, thank God that relationship lasted longer. Like, he didn't say, I mean, he totally, and he had a right to, sorry, you're psycho, I'm out, Thank God he didn't do that and allowed me to actually help be a better version of myself. I don't know why that specific memory just came up, but yeah, so there's never a time when you can't change, when you can't do it differently, when you can't see it differently. There's never a time when that isn't going to happen. And these things keep coming back into your life, a pattern, because it's allowing you to see it differently, do it differently, see it differently, do it differently. Find love in it, find compassion in it, find that space for yourself, not just for that person, but loving yourself, like I could have really went down a negative road of degrading myself, which I probably did because at that time I was degrading myself a lot. But at least I stopped that pattern, that cycle was ended right there. So yeah, that's why things come back to you.
Thank you for sharing. And so picking up habits, from our parents or grandparents or anybody in the household really, that you have the choice to break that,
Mhm.
we all have the option to restart or break
Mhm.
cycles or
Every minute of every day is a new minute in a new day.
absolutely. And when you when you see that power of life, it's like, oh yes, we can start again, and we're loved enough to start again,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, to start again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it is finding that compassion in yourself to say, I'm not a bad person. This is something I learned. This is something I don't want to keep doing. I'm going to change it right now. And
Mhm.
forget that you've done it before. Forget that you did
Mhm.
it. You know what I mean? Just let go of
Mhm.
that right here, right now, and different.
Mhm. And I do believe that, like, I used to always, like, if I said I'd do something and then I'd be afraid to do something different because I said that I was going to do this,
Hmm.
and which is crazy because,
Hmm.
if you say something, you have to stick to it. You have to stick to your words.
Yeah.
But no, it's not right for me to meet up with you 2 weeks ago, but today it doesn't feel okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's all right. And it's not taking things personal if someone does cancel on you or something doesn't go how you expected. It's just like surrendering to the act. All right, well, that's just how it's going to go today. And that's just
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Mhm.
That reminded me of, when you say things to others, they expect you to stick to that. And I think to a certain extent, yes, but when it starts to feel not good in you anymore, like when you initially thought it and you initially brought it up and you initially agreed, it felt good. And then things change and it didn't feel good anymore and it didn't feel right anymore. And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to honor now where I'm at. I don't want to do that anymore. It's not who I am anymore. It's not where I was going. This is better.
Mhm.
It's okay. Yeah, it's just honoring yourself and knowing there's a thought in my head at the moment. So, I was supposed to take care of my mom. So there's this whole thing about me moving back into my hometown and taking care of my mom. And we were there for a month and nothing seemed to move in the right direction. It was all like one thing after the other. It turned really hard. And it didn't feel right anymore that was what was supposed to happen. And for whatever reason, and then we ended up back in Ireland, which wasn't even on my radar when
Well,
we were
thank you.
with my mom. That's the real bizarre thing, and this is why you should honor yourself. Because for that month I was with my mom and trying to make it work there, and one thing after the other was just like. And then Patty, my husband, mentions going back to Ireland, and I'm like, what? That wasn't even in my radar. I don't know, where'd you come up with that? Like, and then we just went with it because it felt right. And then like doors started opening. It's like, I am so grateful that I made these decisions. And I wish that it would have turned out differently with my mom, but I'm happy, and she made her decision too. It wasn't just me making the decision. So you got to go with what you're now feeling and you're now is being told and what doors are opening for you. And I know there's a lot of people that have bad vibes towards me, like aren't saying good things about me because I was supposed to go and stay with my mom and help take care of her. But that's not what she wanted. She made decisions as well. So anyway, just goes back to honoring your feeling where you feel is right for you.
And again, you're never going to be able to control how other people see you,
No.
and that's absolutely none of your business, really.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You're never going to be able to please all the people. People are always going to have problems. You're going to butt up against their beliefs. You're going to push what they think you should be doing or not doing or saying or not saying, or it's none of my business. So if you have any negative opinions about me, keep them to yourself.
Keep them. Yeah. And again, it's wasting our own energy by, but we're just so consumed of like, it's so easier to find flaws in other people.
Oh
It's so
yeah.
easy, and I think that's to just how you see yourself as being reflected through that other person, Like there was an experience that happened to me during the summer and we fell out with one another. Not intentionally, it just happened that way. And I needed that experience to happen to be like, Amy, not everybody is going to like you, Not
Mm.
everybody is to believe what you believe. And
Mm.
that's all. But at that time, I was hurt. I was trying to like
Mm.
justify why I was feeling this way. And I'm like, oh, I couldn't be arsed with that anymore. You know what I mean? It flew how it went, it was supposed to. And
Mm.
I needed that person in my life for that version of me.
Mm.
And right now, I'm no longer that version of me.
Mm.
And we just don't serve one another anymore. But that we serve that version of ourselves,
For when
And
we're together, yeah.
absolutely, and that's all right. And
Mm.
it's that art of detachment as well, when you become so attached to a person or a thing, you feel incomplete when they're not there. And
Mm.
I think you're attaching ourselves to, we should feel, oh, that person makes me feel that way.
Mm.
No, not really. You've just surrendered to the experience, and that's just how you're feeling. That person's nothing got to do, you're actually allowing yourself to feel a certain way. And when I learned that, it was kind of like, if I'm feeling shit that day, others,
They're gonna
that's going to be
reflect it.
reflected.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And hold on a second, I actually have the power to change that. And
Yeah.
when I come into that space of, allowing the change to occur. I'm like, oh shit. Not everybody sees me in an enemy. This is kind of cool.
You start
you know?
seeing going back to like if other people don't like you, well, when you stay in your joy space and you stay in your love space, they'll zig when you zag. Like you won't even come up against it. It's only when you're allowing yourself to be in that lower space that you'll notice other people not liking you. So,
Mm.
and I like how you brought up we always equate love with something or somebody else. That came from in you. Nobody handed you a big glob of love, you know? That was in
Feel it.
you. Give it to me. That was in
Yeah.
you. You did that yourself. And so you can do that yourself. And for me, this is my interpretation. That's my relationship with source. That's my relationship with God. That's the love energy that's always flowing, that dominates this world, is this love, unconditional flow. And I can connect to that without anybody or anything. That's why I don't need anybody else to change for me to be happy, because it's my relationship with that energy that keeps me happy, that keeps me in that love space. And love is the dominant energy, no matter what it looks like. And I think it's not, I think when we only see what's wrong, you'll only continue to see what's wrong. But when you see what's right, when you see the love, when you see the light, when you see good, you'll keep seeing more good. It goes the other way as well.
Just take a moment for that to sink. That was beautifully put. But and it's so true, because when we, like, say for example, the generations watching the news, yeah, we're so focused on all the shit that's happening within the world. That's what keeps happening.
Yep.
That's what's going,
Yep.
And it's because we're focused on that shittiness, and it keeps getting reoccurred. And we're doing it so unaware, like subconscious. We
What
don't even know that
you
we're.
back to that mind thing, what you give your thought mind to, it increases. So what you think about, what you give your thoughts to, what you think about, whether it be bad news on the TV, whether it be all the stuff that's happening in my life, whatever, you're increasing that and you're attracting it more and more and more. So just as much as you have the ability to look at all the shit, you also have the ability to look at all the right. All of it's right in this world. And then you start realizing, actually, the shit's really small. I got big love here.
Yeah. And again, keep referring back to it, but it's your worthiness. Like, I'm
Yeah.
actually worthy to see life as loving and as
Yeah.
exciting and wonderful, joyous, and because sometimes you fall into this rut, or me personally speaking, that it's like, oh shit, like, fuck this, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, it's a day deep in the bed, and I'm like, I don't want to get out of the bed. And then I'm like, I sit outside for 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh no, life is actually wicked. Like, it's so beautiful. So it's like, there's so much more to what we think we're defined to. I'm depressed, so I'm not leaving the bed because I'm depressed.
Hmm.
But, or sad or whatever. But then I'm like, okay, you can still be depressed outside, and then all of a sudden you're like, yes, recapturing the beauty that life is.
Hmm.
So,
It
yeah,
is.
we give ourselves permission to just do that,
Yeah.
to
Changing the environment really helps shift things.
mm,
When you're stuck in this negative set and you're just
mm,
seeing all the bad, change the environment, do something different, go a different route, do a different thing, change it, because what you're doing is you have this wheel. I always liken it as a record. The grooves in the record and how it just goes around and around. You have these grooves that you've practiced for years and they're just
mm,
stuck in there. You have to pick up that needle and move it over in order to change the tune. And sometimes, and not sometimes, all the time, it's doing it differently. Do something completely different than what you've done if you're not happy. Step out of your comfort zone. Watch a different show, maybe a lighthearted show, whatever it is. For me, the biggest thing that's really for me a godsend is meditation is so important to stop that thoughts, just let that all simmer down in there so that you're able to see really and feel really what's happening before it gets so way out of control and you find yourself depressed in bed, you know?
Absolutely. And it's to, you know, like, you know me, yeah. I like to change things around. I don't know if it's a habit that I picked up from my mom, but,
And you're
nothing
nanny.
ever, yeah, yeah, I'm a nanny. Nothing really ever stays put for long.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's like, oh, I do need to move this stagnant energy, and that's just how it's happened,
Yeah,
is in my environment.
I like
And
that. Hmm.
yeah, it keeps, as you said before, it keeps that flow of energy going, It's like,
Yes.
yeah. And it's so important, the act of surrendering and letting go. Like when you're removing things from your space, you're making that new space for something else to take its place.
Mhm.
And that's it's so powerful. Like yesterday, we threw out so much crap that I've been holding on to for years, like birthday cards, all of this that's been holding stagnant energy. But in my past, I was like, no, I can't let that go, because what happens if that person dies that writ the card? Are you hearing me? So yesterday I had, thank you for bringing me the joy that you once brought me, but time to let you go. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but it's like we think we need to hold on to the, or I'm keeping this because someone who died has given it to me.
Mm.
That person doesn't matter if you've kept it or not. They're in that loving space
Yes.
all the damn time. There is
Yeah.
no negativity up there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, it's that monkey mind going, no, they're going to love me less if I throw out
No,
a
they
light.
won't.
Absolutely not. But again, it's our head like convincing us, and it's that this is the truth, but it
Feel
feels
it.
shit when I say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, seeing what
Yeah.
feels right.
So it's interesting because, and I was thinking about this just yesterday. So I have moved countries way more times than I care to even admit. Um, and what that means, I let go of everything, like everything. You let go of everything. So you don't carry shit. And I like that. Somebody else would be looking at my life and go, holy shit, like she moved to India, she moved back to the States, she moved to Ireland, she moved back to the States, she moved to Ireland. It's like- and every single move, I let everything go. I carry, and sometimes I'll carry on, hold on to something. But to be honest, this last move here to Ireland, everything went except for my clothes and a couple of things of Connor's. And maybe a couple of things to the boys from school, but literally everything went. And I can go into a negative space and feel sad that I don't have the Christmas ornament that Owen made me when he was in kindergarten, you know, or I can see it as I let that shit go and wow, I can be in a new space and I have memories of all of that. And there is something kind of sentimental about having something from, when the boys were small, but they're not that anymore. And that's why it's sentimental. Anyway,
Mm,
I can see why somebody would say, oh my gosh, how did you let everything go? But for me, it was carrying old energy. It's like your hair. Your hair is energy as well. How many times have I shaved my head?
mm,
It's like ingrained in me to let shit go. And
mm,
that's now that I'm thinking about it, it's sort of my life theme. It's like be aware, let it go. Be aware, let it go.
And
Not,
that's why that cycle of awareness is always growing, because
yeah,
you're letting it go. So you're making that space for something else to take its place.
Because I really truly believe that's why we're here. We're here to expand our awareness. And you can't expand your awareness if you're stuck in a belief. But it's good to know when you're stuck in a belief, because then you can let it go if you choose to keep going. Because here's the thing. People, here's a cycle. Like, I'm a very aware, I watch people and I'm aware of the cycles I'm watching. And the cycle of you're young, you have fun, you have a partner, you get married, you have a baby, you retire, you have grandbabies, you die. That's the theme. Why? Why is that the fucking theme? Where's the joy? Oh, when I was in my 20s? Sorry, that wasn't my joy. My joy is now. And my expansion is continuous. So I'm always in joy. I'm not waiting for myself to retire. I retired. You know what I mean? Like, it's not later. It's now. Now. Be in the joy now.
But you're so right, and it's habit. We're creatures of habit. Human beings are
Yeah.
genuinely just creatures of habits. It's like we've been taught that this is the way to live, so we
We
need to live
believe
like this.
that. We believe we're creatures of habit, but we're actually creatures of change. When we allow ourselves to flow, we're actually creatures of change. And a lot of people feel uncomfortable with change, and that's why they don't change. And that's why they stick in this pattern. There's this pattern. I can't change. This is who I am. Bullshit. If you want to have joy, be in the flow of change, because change brings you joy, because you're fresh every day, new. Maybe not every day, but you're fresh all the time. Like changing
And
the world.
that's why, absolutely, and that's Mother Earth is
Yes, she's
an
the
example of
example.
that.
Yes. Yeah,
And
exactly.
like the lunar cycles,
Mm,
how the moon just changes, how the sun comes up, comes down, and that's how we should be, because we're not different. We're all the same energy. We're not different. We're
mm,
all we're living beings. We're living things.
mm,
And like you said, if we keep that going through each phases of our life, being open to change, being
mm-hmm.
open to
The
just
new you,
experience.
you,
Yeah.
new
hmm
you every day. Every day you wake up, it's a new you. Every single day you wake up is a new you. If you didn't remember what you did yesterday, you would be a new you every day. But because you
hmm
remember what happened yesterday or whenever, you're bringing all that now.
hmm
But literally every day you're new.
hmm And like, do you believe that when we remember what we do yesterday, do you believe that it's just like a vicious cycle that we're stuck in? That, oh, like for example, like this is absolutely crazy how I'm referring to this, but we if I had a curry yesterday, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I had it with rice, and then I woke up today and I said I can't have curry because oh no, I can't have rice because I ate rice yesterday. I don't really know where I'm going with this story. But we believe that we have to have, because we done something yesterday, we can't do it again today. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, we do that subconsciously all the time. We
Yeah.
went to work today, but we went to work as well today and done the exact same thing. Do you know? So I don't know where it's going.
You're here to follow your joy. You're here for the joy of life. And so
Yeah, exactly.
ask yourself, am I feeling joy? Because I wasn't feeling joy. I was taking life way too serious. Nothing to be happy about. Life is serious. Whatever. I don't know what thought I was doing. Um, the penny hadn't dropped for me that life is joy. And I do believe there isn't anything we cannot be, do, or have in this world. And I'm allowing myself to expand every day that push those beliefs And if I don't, I'm okay too. Like, it's to give myself grace. So what if today I'm doing the same old? So what if whatever? It's
If
just,
you want rice, you eat that rice.
what's that?
If you want to eat rice again today,
Yeah,
you
you
eat that.
damn well eat rice. Yeah. Back to your rice.
What the
You
hell?
you could eat rice every day. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what people's hang up with rice is, but
Oh, maybe I'm gonna have rice for dinner today.
peace out, Amy.
Thank you for holding the space.
Thank you for joining me. Until next time. Bye
See you
from
then.
Anam Podcast.
Bye.